Okay, so if you had to educate, because you said that you do mentorship and
Mm-hmm.
you're educating the community through the Bonafide group, etc. Educate the community on what truly is the difference between custom and fully custom, because people might think that I sit with bias, and
Okay.
I do.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So there's a difference between custom and fully custom. A custom home, you go meet with your builder, you come up with some designs, and they give you an allowance for lighting. Well, that allowance for lighting has to be used within one of three stores because they have a relationship with this lighting vendor where they buy the lights, but then the builder gets an additional markup. There's some things that go along with it. So that is custom. You have to use this distributor. You have to use this granite or quartz manufacturer. You have to use this lighting company. Whereas fully custom, you can say, hey, Adrienne, there is a marble slab in Italy that I want sent over here, or there are Italian cabinets in Italy that I want sent over here, and you can literally get anything you want for your house and they will source it for you and get you those items. So there's a huge difference between custom and fully custom. I had a designer that I wanted to use for my closet that this particular builder would not allow me to use. So I had to close on my house without my closet being built out. And then the day I closed, the designer I had came in and completed my closet.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, there's some pros and cons to the fully custom experience.
Mm-hmm.
So, if we're sourcing from Italy, that may be a 6 month lead time.
Absolutely.
And so, you have to have the bandwidth
Mm-hmm.
and the tenacity, if you will, or stamina, let's use that word. You have to have the stamina to be able to deal with the time that it's going to take to get you fully custom.
Absolutely. And the patience.
Uh-huh. So so in this instance, it sounds like you're saying that you were patient. You're okay with, if it took 2 years to build the
Mm-hmm.
house to get exactly what you want, you would be okay with that.
Yes, I think part of that comes with having a builder who can educate you on the process early on and set those expectations to say, hey, you're building a 10,000 square foot house. It might take 3 years. So when you have a builder that can be upfront with you about timelines and expectations, you already know ahead of time that this is going to be a very long, tedious process.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, so this is the reason why we are always interested in educating, is because we want to set the expectation. We are a fully custom home builder. Frazier Homes is a fully custom home builder. And so for those reasons, there's going to be some give and take. You're going to get exactly what you want, but there's going to be times where the process is a little bit long and laborious. So now, we have heard from clients in the past where they have to balance this relationship between their current dwelling
Mm-hmm.
and their new construction. So they do not want to be displaced. Okay? No one wants to be homeless. So, as the real estate agent,
Mm-hmm.
how do you help with setting those expectations, which you just talked about? How do you help with setting those expectations on when is the right time to sell your current home and be prepared to move into your new Frazier home?
Well, I meet with the builder and with the client. We talk about the anticipated timeline. So if we're thinking, 24 months from the time that we start this process until the time that we close, I would tell my client to probably think more like 30 months. There are contingencies that need to be in place. This is a real life world. We're real people. We have supply chain issues sometimes. We have issues with contractors. They have families. Maybe somebody in their family is sick. I mean, it's a trickle down effect. So we talk about that up front. When is the best time to list their house? Or in some instances, somebody may need to sell their house to make this purchase. If you cannot carry both loans. So let's sell your house, let's find you a rental, a temporary housing situation that gives you that timeline to extend it if you need to extend it. Or you stay in your house until we know where, 6 weeks out, and we get your house on the market. We sell your home with a post occupancy clause that allows you to remain in your home even after it's sold until your new house is finished.
Wow. Wow, that's good education, and that's good information. And that's precisely the reason why we like Brandy to work with us and our clients and to deliver the concierge approach, because she's looking for alternatives and ways for our clients to get exactly what they want, and that is peace of mind. Not just the home, but you want to make sure that you're transitioning well with your family from your current dwelling, etc. So, when we talk about peace of mind, one of Frazier Homes, our core values is to over communicate. And we use a tool called Builder Trend to over communicate. And what that looks like is we are posting daily logs, we are posting narratives and information so that the client knows the status of their project every single day. Can you tell us about, with your builder, what the communication was and the peace of mind that you achieved?
Well, they used Builder Trend also. However, it was not very fluid. So the communication piece was more of me going into my Builder Trend account. Hey, where are you guys at today? What's going on with the property today? What can I expect today? Why has no one logged in on this property today? So, but again, I have the flexibility with being a realtor that I can drive to my job site every day and see what's going on, but that's annoying. So you definitely want a builder that is logging the information every day, communicating through Builder's Trends, sending you pictures, things like that.
So our standard operating procedure is that you as a client will get a minimum of 5 pictures per day. You'll get a narrative of what's happening on the job, and then we will also talk about what you can expect going forward. So it's a bit of a forecast. And so that is because we don't want you to feel compelled to have to drive to the work site every day. And we want you to know that we care about your project. And so the evidence of that shows up through our use of Builder Trend. And so there's other communication tools that we use besides Builder Trend, but that's one of the ones that we value very much because it's real time.
Right.
You get that real touch, real time. Okay, so Brandy, if you had to tell our viewers what they must do when deciding, step them through the process. We're recapping the process. What must you do in order to make sure you get exactly what you want from your fully custom build? Tell everybody what they must do.
Well, I think first, when you're interviewing builders, you need to know the difference between what is custom and what is fully custom. Some people don't necessarily want a fully custom house. They kind of want a cookie cutter, or they don't want to have to make decisions on, what they're picking out of their finishes. So interviewing several different builders and looking back at Frazier Homes' previous YouTube segments to learn what actually is fully custom. So you have to educate yourself on what is fully custom, what is the opportunity for you to build, what is this timeline going to look like. You need to get some samples from the architectures that they use to see what their designs look like. Are you able to sit down and draw out exactly what you want your house to look like, or can you go through their prior designs and pick a little bit from this house or that house? It's a long process, but you have to trust it, and you have to make sure you're getting all the information before you completely decide on what the opportunities are to build your house.
Yeah. So really it just comes down to education. This is a time-consuming process. It can be very costly, and all of those things you want to make sure that you are on target with your decision, and that only comes with the right information. You want to have knowledge sources like your real estate agents and your builders, your concierge. Those folks are going to help you make the right choice. And if for some reason your architect and your builder is not giving you that information, remember we talked about an interdisciplinary team. If they're not giving you that information, it may be because they don't know the difference.